Hey guys, so today we're checking out the Barricade 5-inch oval bent end side step bars in black, fitting all 2019 and newer Silverado 1500s. So if you are looking for better accessibility and some sleek styling to the side of your Silverado, this is going to be a great choice to take a look into. Now these side steps will be great for any truck owner who wants easier access for them as well as their passengers to get in the cab area when getting in and out of the truck, especially on a daily basis. Now these are also going to be great if you have lifted your Silverado and it's become more of a struggle to get in and out of the cab. Now these will have a large 5-inch step pad on the front as well as the back. It's going to be a textured plastic pad that's going to provide a really good stepping surface, a lot of real estate under your foot to get in and out of the truck, and it's also going to provide some traction as well. As you can see, the raised surface here, which will be great especially on wetter days or rainier days. Now, not only are these going to provide some better accessibility, but these will also give you some extra style with the all black appearance, and it's also going to provide a little bit of protection to the side of your truck. Now these will be made of a heavy duty tubular steel construction, so these are going to be durable and hold up to the elements as well as whatever you're really taking your truck through. Now I would like to call out that these are more of a semi-gloss black, so they're not going to be completely polished when it comes to that black finish, but they're not going to be textured as well. I think this sits right in the middle and it looks very nice, makes it look very sleek as well. And what I would like to mention is that this is going to come with all the brackets that are painted the same color, so they are going to match very well with the entire kit, and so is the hardware that comes with this kit. Now I would like to mention that these are not going to provide the ultimate protection when it comes to the side of your truck. Now yes, these are going to be made of a heavy duty steel material, so they are going to provide some decent coverage and provide a good barrier between the step and the side rocker area, but these are not going to be mainly for protection. These are going to be a good balance between accessibility and protection. So I would recommend these to somebody who's looking for some lighter protection to any lighter trails or lighter off-road that you're going to go onto, the work site, and even door dings in the parking lot. I wouldn't necessarily recommend this if you're looking for the ultimate protection to your side rocker area, but this is going to do a really good job of providing a lot of coverage, especially with the width of these side steps for your rocker area. Now when it comes to pricing, these are going to be pretty affordable, coming in at roughly $275. Now in comparison to some other choices on the page, other less expensive options that are very similar to this in design may have a smaller step. So instead of the large 5-inch stepping surface that you're getting here, you may get a 3-inch wide or a 4-inch wide stepping surface. Not to mention, some other choices will come in different finishes. So instead of the semi-gloss black here that you see, they may come in a texture black or even a stainless steel or polished choice if you're looking for more of a classic approach when it comes to the trim and the accessories that you have on your truck. Now, I personally think if you're looking for something that's going to offer you a large stepping surface, is going to be sleek and stealthy, provide you a little bit of protection and a lot of accessibility for your cab area, then these are going to be a great choice. Now when it comes to install, I'm going to give this a pretty easy 1 out of 3 wrenches on the difficulty meter, taking you about 2 hours to get the job done in your driveway with some pretty basic hand tools. Now as far as the hand tools are concerned, you'll need a 13mm socket, a ratchet, and a Phillips head screwdriver. Now speaking of the install, one of our customers here at AmericanTrucks.com has installed these on his truck, and we'll show you how to get these onto your truck. So with that being said, let's hop into the install.
So you should be able to just kind of work this way out. Just nice and easy, not trying to scratch the paint too much. Once it starts twisting, it'll twist out, just like that. Do that for the bottom one and the top one. Top one's a little more, not quite as much room in there, but just work it in there, be patient. It'll come. Got room, twist on it, just undo it, and there it comes out. I'm gonna go ahead and move down to the second one, which is just right down here. Same process. Screw it. looks like if you can get your fingernails underneath of the actual thing, you can unscrew it out without the screwdriver, which is way easier on your paint and actually quite simple. So you gotta be able to get your fingers down in there. You can do that. It'll unscrew right out. One more for this side. From here, I just staged those right down there. Right here, and I'm gonna grab 3 of these bolts. It's gonna take 3 bolts and 3 of each of the washers. We're just gonna work on, actually we're gonna need 6 actually, sorry, 6 for this side. This is 1 top, 1 bottom. So as you can see, I've got 6 of the little ones right here. I also got 6 of those to match with my 6 screws for the brackets. So now I'm gonna just attach those to the truck, and I'm gonna go down the side of the truck, and I'll switch you back over so you can see it from. So the first one's gonna go right here. It's really only one way to put this on. They'll line up how they need to go on, and then we'll just need to add the 2 washers onto a bolt. So to do that, so that screw goes into the tiny washer first, and then it goes into the big washer. So I'm gonna do the top one first because it's gonna be easier for me to see. You can obviously do it whichever one you feel more comfortable with. I just want the bottom one kind of free. I'm just gonna hand tighten these until I get it on. I'll come back through with that 13mm ratchet, and I'll tighten that thing down. So that is there. Grab one more tiny washer, big washer. It's pretty close, but by trade I'm an IT guy, so if you're more on the mechanic side, you might want to get a little bit more hand tight with the fingers. But I'm going to go ahead and switch over to the actual the ratchet to work on getting these things tightened down. As you can see, they're pretty simple to install, and you don't need to be a mechanic to do this. It seems intimidating, but once you get your instructions, you see in the parts, you'll see it. They really are pretty simple, and Chevy's done a great job at making this easy to do without requiring a mechanic to come and do it. Now I'm going to make it pretty tight because obviously it's going to be, people are going to be stepping down on this, and I don't want it to be loose and rattle, get any way type of movement and cause someone to misstep. Okay, that's pretty much on there. It's not moving. Alright, so I'm going to move down to the next one, which is right here. Same thing. I'm just going to start getting these bolts ready. Little one, big one. It's going to take 2 of them, the little one, and a big one. I'm actually going to get the other 2 bolts ready and get them out of my way. That way I don't have to worry about where they went. So that's the 2 for this. We're going to go over here and do, oh, forgot the little one. Little one. Big one. Put that down to there. And then little one and a big one. Alright. So we're ready to go on the next one. Again, I'm gonna start with the top one because it's easier for me. Okay, then we're gonna put in the bottom one. I'm gonna tighten that thing down. It's tight where I'm gonna go and tighten the bottom one. That way I know it's snug up against, and that top one can move up a little bit. So this way I know I'm flush on the bottom. I may actually leave it a little bit loose, just in case I need to modify and move the screw holes around to get that. To line up the screws on the actual slide bar. And I'll come back through it and actually tighten everything down. So that way it might have a little bit of movement to it, but it won't have much. There we go. Move on to the next one, which is all the way down here. Same process, top one first. And do the bottom one. All right, so now we've got that on. So I'm gonna pull the camera back here. We're actually gonna go ahead and attach the actual side step onto the side here, get everything lined up, and then we're gonna go back through and tighten everything down, and then we'll do the other side, the passenger side. One thing to note here, that if you do try and line the holes up on this side step without moving it back and forth. What we don't want to do is we don't want to move it back and forth to line it up and scratch the bottom. That'll take off some of the undercoating and could cause it to rust in the future. So we want to try and avoid that by just trying to get it placed as much as we can. If you have to move it, just pick it up off of the side of the brackets and move it that way. All right, here we go. So you'll notice the screw holes should line up. You'll see the two that are closer together are actually going to be on the front. So when you put this on there, that's what you're looking for. Kind of you're bracketing it up. You should be able to see and get it pretty close as to where it needs to be. And what we're going to do is we're going to grab the bag that says on there for the side attachment to the actual. The bag says use a tap to attach the side door brackets only. They're a little smaller screw, and they already have the actual washer in it. And again, we need 2 for each one. So I'm gonna grab 6. It's the same ratchet, so we don't have to worry about trying to find a different socket or anything like that. It's matching up, it's all the same. So the first one is right here. I was a little bit off, but it was really close, so I don't have to move this very much. I'm just gonna kind of pick it up right here, and I'm just gonna move it around to where I need right there. So now I'm all good to go. So again, I'm just gonna go through, I'm just gonna hand tighten all the way down and come back through with the ratchet, and I'm gonna just tighten everything up, including just making sure those brackets are tight as well, attached to the truck. That way we know we're 100% certain that everything on the truck is nice and tight, and it's going to be a stable platform for anybody who's getting in and out of your nice, pretty new truck. Or beautiful old truck, depending on what you have. See, this one I'm going to have to loosen that bracket a little bit because it needs to come over just a tad, and that's why it's best to not put it fully tight so you can make that adjustment as needed. So I can just move it over like that, and that gives me room for the actual screws.
So that is going to wrap it up for my review and install of the Barricade 5-inch oval bent end side step bars in black, fitting all 2019 and newer Silverado 1500s that you can find right here at AmericanTrucks.com.